get started painting some old dirty leather. Paint you will need is Citadel paints, Agrax Earthshade, and then Vallejo Beasty Brown and Leather Brown. And those are going to be your colors. First is the base coat, and base coat's really easy. We're going to be using some diluted Beasty Brown, and we're going to cover this bad boy. I should call him probably like this dirty old boy. But basically this is a technique I use to do the leather and all sorts of things when I want to go like fast. I think it's like kind of like a mix in between, you know, the normal glazing technique, which you would like start glazing all your the model itself, from the shadows to the highlights, second highlights, and vice versa. And this quick technique, I use it basically when I want to do like kind of a glazing effect. Looks a little bit nicer, but really quickly. And it works really well for leathery or brownish colors, so that's what I'm trying to achieve here. So I'm using the Ichiban Studio Pro line brushes right there. I think this is the 1 or the 2, basically using for the base coating of this model. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna skip in fast forward, and I'll see you in the next technique. So first base coat was completed right about now, and basically I did 2 base coats. So I repeated this process that I just did one more time, just to have a nice base color, but still let some transparency to the white primer that I had. So wash shading. So this is where I cheat a little bit, and this is what makes this technique a little bit quick, is that I use a wash. So using the Agrax Earthshade, I will apply it everywhere on the you know, the brown parts or the Beasty Brown parts of this model. I try not to get it pooling too much, but in certain recesses I will push the paint more. Now I'm using an Ichiban Pro Studio brush. This is a brush size number 2, and then I'm trying just to push it in certain recesses where I want it to be a little bit darker, and then try to not push it too much on bigger recess, but still to give a tint. So I'm using it kind of like an ink more than using it as a wash itself. So for this Agrax Earthshade wash, I didn't really do 2 coats. On 1 coat is fine enough. So we're gonna go in the first highlight. So basically the first highlight I take, as you can see right now, me mixing. Take my Beasty Brown, dilute them a little bit, and then I will take just a little bit of my Leather Brown, and then I will mix them together, and I will get a pretty good you know, like watery consistency, as you see in the wet palette right now. Wipe my brush out, and that's where I'm doing the glazes. So I'm using an Ichiban Studio brush, and this one is a size 0. And I'm just gonna go hit all the the edges, the areas that are protruding out. Sorry, my French was about to take over, but I took control of it. So basically I just want to hit all the folds everywhere where the highlights would be on this leathery cloak that this dirty old guy is wearing. So just to make them pop a little bit more. So we're gonna do that on all the areas where he has those hedges, I guess. It's not recess, it's the opposite of a recess. We're gonna hit it everywhere on the model itself, and then after that we're gonna move on to the second highlight. Final highlight, basically we are going for the pure leather brown, and then we're gonna use the same process that we used for the previous one. And then, like I said in the beginning of this tutorial, is basically this is how to do it quickly. You can do it with any other colors. I found that with the Beasty, not the Beasty brown, but the Agrax Earthshade, it works best with the brown colors. But if you would do red or things like that, then you can use a black wash or a black ink to make it pull in the recesses, and then it basically saves you a whole lot of time to go in and then doing all the shadows first. So basically, a normal glaze technique would be like doing your first medium color, the one that's in the middle of your triad of colors. Then after that, do all the shadow, which are the recesses, with your darker color, and then move on to your back to your middle color, just to make a smooth transition on those raised edges. And then after that, do first highlight, second highlight, and sometimes you can go 3 or 4 depending on how nice you want the model to look like. But for something that is really quick and dirty, you know, tabletop or above tabletop, just to make them stand out a little bit more, I think that this technique is pretty cool. It is a little bit time consuming, but at the same time, it does look better than just, you know, applying a base coat and then washing it and that's it. And if you're using diluted paint, then your transition on your highlights are going to be a little bit more smooth. So I hope this technique will help you improve your skills, and I will come up with a couple of more of a little quick tips to do stuff really fast when you're painting. So this was Hugo from Ichiban Studio. I hope you enjoyed it. And this is our dirty old guy with a dirty old letter on him. And don't forget to go check out our previous video. Here you have the Ichiban Studio brush line Kickstarter announcement. So you can go check it out. And basically we're running a Kickstarter at the moment for those sexy, sleek, high quality sable hair brushes, and those are the brushes that I've been using in the video itself. So thank you very much for watching. This is Hugo, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers.